Dear students, today's topic is human circulatory system. In this video, I am going to discuss about the structure of human heart and the function of cardiac valves. So let's start with the structure of heart. Now, before going in details about the structure of heart, let me discuss some of the introductory part about the human circulatory system. Human circulatory system is also known as blood vascular system. It consists of a muscular chambered heart and a network of closed branching blood vessels and the fluid that is circulated, that is the blood. Now let's look into the structure of heart. Heart is a mesodermally derived organ situated in the thoracic cavity in between the two lungs. It appears to be slightly tilted towards the left side. It is a hollow fibromuscular organ slightly conical in shape of about 12 cm in length and 9 cm in breadth. The upper broad part of the heart is called the base and the lower narrow part is known as the apex. It has a size of a clenched fist. Now let's look into the protective covering of the heart. The heart is protected by a double-walled membranous sac or bag known as pericardium. There is a fluid present between the two membranes of the pericardium known as the pericardial fluid. This fluid helps in keeping the surface of the heart moist and also protects it from shock and mechanical injuries. The structure of human heart can be studied under two heads. For easy understanding, let me discuss about the external structure and the internal structure. Let's first discuss about the external structure of the heart and then move on to the internal structure. The external structure of heart. Externally, the human heart is composed of four chambers, that are the two relatively smaller upper chamber called as auricles and the two larger chambers which are the lower chambers known as ventricles. The right atrium is slightly larger than the left atrium. Both these atria are meant to receive blood from different parts of the body. Now move on to the internal structure of the heart. Internally, the chambers of the heart, that are the two auricles or the atria and the two ventricles, are separated by two septa and valves. Now let's move on to auricles or atria. The auricles or the atria are the two upper thin-walled and smaller chambers of the heart. They serve to receive the blood, therefore they are called receiving chambers. Both the right and the left atria are separated by a thin muscular wall known as interarterial septum. The right atrium is the chamber that deals with only the impure or deoxygenated blood. Where does it receive the deoxygenated blood from? It receives the deoxygenated blood from the body parts through the two major veins. They are the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. It also receives the blood from the wall of the heart itself through a other blood vessel known as coronary sinus. While the left atria is meant to deal with only the pure blood or oxygenated blood, it receives the pure blood from the lungs through two pulmonary veins, one from each lungs. Next is the ventricles. These are the lower two chambers of the heart. They pump the blood away from the heart. This functions as pumping chambers. Both the right and the left ventricle are separated by the interventricular septum. The atria and the ventricle of the same side are also separated by another septum, a thick fibrous tissue called atrioventricular septum or AV septum. The right ventricle receives impure blood from the right atrium and pumps the blood into the pulmonary artery, which further takes the blood to the lungs for purification, while the left ventricle receives the pure blood from the left atrium and pumps it to the aorta, that is the largest artery in the pathway, which in turn takes this blood to the whole body and organs. Next, let's discuss about the cardiac valves. Apart from the septum, heart is also separated by the various valves. These valves act as a door-like structure in the heart that serves to maintain the unidirectional flow of the blood. There are different types of valves in the heart. They are the bicuspid valve, tricuspid valve and the semolunar valve. So what is a tricuspid valve? It is the valve which is formed by three muscular flaps or cusps to guard the opening between the right atrium and the right ventricle. while the bicuspid valve or the mitral valve is the type of valve that guards the opening between the left atrium and the left ventricle. The semilunar valve, the opening of the right and the left ventricle into the pulmonary artery and the aorta respectively, are provided with the semilunar valve. What are the functions of these cardiac valves? The valves of the heart allow the flow of the blood only in one direction, that is, from the atria to the ventricle, and from the ventricle to the pulmonary artery or the aorta, and prevent any backward flow of the blood into the four chambers. So my dear students, it was all about the human circulatory system, basically about the structure of the heart and the valves. In the next upcoming video, I will discuss about the conducting system of the heart, that is the SA node and the AV node. Till then, bye. Take care.